What's up guys, Alberto Big Boost here. I'm super excited to announce my new partnership with Valino Tires. They're going to be providing me tires for the E36. As you know, I am getting into competition with the E36 and I'm getting a lot more serious about my drifting. So that led me to seek out a partnership with a tire brand. As you saw in previous videos, I tried different tires, different compounds, see which one I like more, and honestly, Valino Tires was my favorite. I was using the Pergea 08R compound, the 255, 35, 18 profile. Since that's the tire size that I don't have to use for Pro Spec and Pro-Am, I decided to test with the tires that I was actually going to be using. That means I'm going to have to get a couple of these tires, burn them off for practice. I can dial the car on one specific tire. I've been switching from tire sizes, tire brand, everything, so it's been making the car very inconsistent. So I'm going to be using the same compound consistently all the time, same size. I also got a set of fronts for the front as well. So I'm going to be running 235, 40, 18 Pergea 08R compound tires in the front. That way the car's not pushing through the front tires the whole time as it was before, and I'll be able to have a lot better steering feel and control of the car. Then on this column over here we have the Grivas, which are the 360 threadwear tires. These ones are ideal for drifting your low horsepower cars, which are stock 350Cs and G35s. So we're going to be running these in some of the cars. And so Sharon, Janice, and our next driver, which I still haven't announced yet, are going to be running Valino Pergea 08C, which is the 300 threadwear version of the Pergeas. So they're a little bit harder compound and not as grippy, but they also last like forever. So I'm going to be running their cars with 235, 40, 18 instead of running the typical 265, 35, 18 tire that you normally use on the lower horsepower cars. And this is a lot grippier tire than the Griva. We decided to experiment with 235, 40, 18 so we can get them down so the car's not too grippy, but it will also not wash out in every corner like if you were using a small tire. Of course, we're doing the final touches of the E36 after the roll cage. So I got the roll cage done, it's painted. I've been working on the wiring. I've been working on the rear firewall, so I have to seal the whole back off. I've been rearranging the seat belts. We're working a bunch of stuff on the car, including the differentials, getting a different gear ratio. That means I'm going to be running third gear with these guys. And then also we're addressing our power steering issue where my power steering pump blew up last time due to over revving the pump. Since I'm running 8,500 RPM rev limiter, I've been like pretty much on the limiter the whole time with my 315 differential on second gear and the skid pad. So we're going to switch all of that around. I'm going to address a power steering over revving situation with something I'm going to show you guys in the video later. Plus I also have some other goodies from Condor Speed Shop to install on the car today as well. We're going to start by opening the box from Condor Speed Shop with our Lexan glass. So we're going to be installing that today. A little pro tip I want to tell you guys about this glass installation is that they normally use M5 bolts, but I could not find anywhere M5 rib nuts in stock. I do have a bunch of M6, so I'm going to have to drill out the holes in the glass a little bit bigger and install M6 bolts, which is what I was able to find to use with my M6 rib nuts. Here we have our Condor Speed Shop rear polycarbonate glass. Now, I have the drill set up with a 1764 drill bit, which is what I'm going to use to drill this M5 bolt holes to accept M6 bolts. Before we install this windshield, I gotta make sure I do my nice black outline so it has the like OEM trim stuff to it. So I use a Sharpie and then I use one of these guys and I cut right along the line. Now I'm gonna peel off this part so I can spray paint black the whole edge so it has a nice OEM trim to it. Alright, can I do the honors? Yes.
Yeah.
The rear glass is successfully installed. Check this out. Is that clean or what, guys? Look at that. So I did the black outline just like the OEM trim goes, so you can see, you don't see the actual molding behind it. And then I also when I trimmed the old glue off, I left like a little layer of the glue behind so it doesn't have any sharp edges pressing against the polycarbonate glass. Now I also use stainless steel M6 by 1.0 button head hex bolts, and they fit really well. They actually look amazing. I cleaned up the glass after installing it so there's no fingerprints and it looks like super good. Third brake light is also like pretty much pressing against the thing. I did clear coat the third brake light to make it look like brand new again once I painted the interior, so that also came out super cool. I installed a side window, so the rear is basically done. Now that we have the glass done, except the front windshield of course, because that's coming probably tomorrow, we're gonna install my custom Brembo big brake kit on the front of my car. Check this out. So I got this beautiful Brembo 4-piston front calipers. These are out of a 2008 Acura TL Sport, and they also use the Acura TL Sport brake pads, which are OEM Brembo brake pads as well. Then I use E46 330i StopTech slotted brake rotors. So this is basically StopTech rotors with Brembo brake pad upgrade. Talk about some wild hybrid going on. Also, these calipers do not come in this finish. My friend over at Luxury Choices, Mr. Jonathan, custom powder coated these for me and put the nice white Brembo stickers to refinish these calipers, so they're absolute beautiness that they're right now. Alright guys, now we're gonna mount these guys up. Of course, obviously, these calipers do not line up with the factory mounting holes, so I have to make my own custom like bracket for them. And it fits like almost too good. I also make sure to raise the caliper a little bit. That way at full lock, the caliper does not hit against the control arm. That's what it looks like there. Wow, look at that. Here we have our Brembo upgrade, and this is our stock caliper with upgraded pads that we had before. Here's one really cool fact about this big brake upgrade. I used the entire brake pad. If you can see, the brake pad uses the brake rotor surface all the way from the bottom, and then over here, if I can see it somehow, right there you see the brake pad. It's like literally against the very edge of the rotor as well, so it's using the whole entire surface of the rotor. Unlike, you can probably make a big brake kit and you will use like maybe the outer ring or the bottom part, but not the whole thing. So I'm trying to utilize all the surface to have as much friction as possible, and then the alignment is super good and it just rotates freely. Of course there's always going to be friction with the pads, but no binding or nothing. Perfect. Even Kendra can spin it. Look at that. And now her hands are ready.
Not really.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Alright guys, we're done with the brakes, so now we're moving on to the power steering pump. Here's the replacement pump that I have. Obviously it's not a new pump, but it's a good replacement one. And all the way over here is my bad pump that I just took off. Now, here is the stock power steering pump pulley, and underneath it is a new power steering pump pulley that I'm going to be running, which is 20% underdriven. That means there's going to be 20% less RPMs running through the power steering pump, so it doesn't build that much pressure revving all the way to 8,500 RPMs. Now, of course, I did get the matching water pump pulley because it would look weird having a silver pulley and then a black one next to it. And I also got the oversized alternator pulley from this Motion, so it's gonna also lower the RPMs on the alternator so it doesn't burn up at 8,500 RPMs either. So place our steering pump pulley like this. Put knot, and then one Ooga Dooga, or two. Done. And this one is big. Well guys, the pulley does not fit because we're having some clearance issues between the oversized pulley and my upper radiator hose. So this part right here is gonna have to be trimmed off to make the bottom a little bit higher, because I can't get this in at all. Even if I move the tensioner out of the way, once I put this thing, it touches right here. So we're not gonna be able to install this. That means I am gonna have to lower the RPM limit. That means we're gonna have to go from 8,500 RPMs to boring old 8,000 RPMs. Now the last thing that I want to do today is I want to address this guy right here. So on my last test day, this bushing right here decided to just yeet itself, and there's no bushing there anymore. It's supposed to look like this one, where there's a bushing there. This one will just went yeet. So the guys over at Simsity Garage sent me this nice brass ones that they make, and they have a locking ring at the end so I can lock it in place and it can't wiggle itself out. Now these guys go just like this. You put the bushing to one side, then you have this clip that holds it in place so now it can't fall out. Of course it has a little bevel over here, so I'm putting that part towards the control arm. That was a lot easier to install. We are at Jonathan's shop. Mr. Luxury Choices over here. You do luxury choices on wheels? Huh? You do luxury choices wheels?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Go creep on the Instagram if he shouts it out. There's some cool stuff on there.
What's your Instagram?
It's what is it?
Luxury
Choices. I was gonna say something really funny. Yeah, luxury choices. Yeah. I was gonna say something inappropriate, but he'll get demonetized, and we gotta make sure.
All right, it's gonna be on the little thingy up there, but check out what he did with the wheels. Here we have my Koenig Hypergram wheels in the stock charcoal gray color, and then we have the front. The front wheels are coated in chocolate yellow from prismatic powders. The rears are coated the same color as well. Then I have this really cool set of OEM Infinity wheels, powder coated Illusion Violet, which is this really cool brighter version of the purple that I had on my valve covers, which I'm probably gonna make my valve covers that color again. And they're all wrapped on Pergea tires. So my race car tire is gonna use the Pergea 08R 200 threadwears. The fronts as well, so I have 235 4018, 200 threadwear tire. Then on the girls' cars, we're gonna be using the Pergea's 235 4018, but with a 0C compound, which is 300 threadwear. And the man behind the magic right here, thank you so much. You did an awesome job.
I try.
Now you can just stay with the old tires, right?
Yeah.
And then this weird, boring pile right here, these are Johnny's drift tires. We're now installing the new differential. Here's the old bolt that came out of the front of the differential. It's actually a little bent. And I did the upgrade of the M14 by 1.5 bolt. So this is gonna be a lot stronger than this little skinny thing right here. Look at the difference. So hopefully no more bent bolts. Also, the differential going in the car now is a 391. It used to have a 315 back here. So I was running second gear on the oval. So now we're gonna be running. I was running second gear on the skid pad. Now I'm gonna be able to run third with this one and fourth gear on the oval. I'm also running the excessive rear differential brace because I broke this ear off RSW last time. So I got this from Drift HQ, so I make sure to install a new differential as well. Here's my old differential. Disregard, I don't know why I ever wrote 323 over here. Even the stamp right here says 315, so it's a 315. It had a little bit of oil leak going on the side, so we'll probably get new O-rings for that. It's a big O-ring that holds this whole part here, and there's a seal here. So it's a it uses two seals per side. I'm probably gonna end up drilling this right here and also upgrading it to a 14mm bolt size. The rear differential is all installed. Everything's bolted down, torqued down, axles are in, new bolt is in, drive shaft has been installed. I also checked all the bolts in the front. I checked all the bolts in the drivetrain and rear control arm, subframe, everything. The whole car has been not unbolted. It's ready to go. I haven't put the tag back in it, so I never forget what gear ratio it is in case this ever fades. I wrote it here, I wrote it here, I wrote it on the top. Plus we have the actual badge showing, indicating what ratio it is. Then on the front of the car, I just installed the Autosports Engineering AC delete brace. When you delete the AC compressor on your 2J, then your power steering pump is unsupported, so it tends to flex. And I was having the issue where under high load, the power steering pump will flex forward and it will kick the belt out of place, so it'll just fall off. So hopefully with this, it won't have that issue anymore, and the power steering pump will still work and the belt will stay in place, hopefully. I have a differential that I welded here from my friend Gassi, so that's like drying up. Of course, it's a little bit overrun of the silicone. So that aside, we have this cool box right here that arrived today, and it's gonna be another goodie box that I got from the guys over from Valino Tires. Let's see what we got from our friends over at Valino Tires. So this should be a little care package of goodies. Oh, I want this already. Arigato Valino Tires. It even has the Japanese yen value of the hat on the side too. So let's continue with the unboxing. We got some pink style gloves. These are pretty cool. I doubt these are gonna fit me, so these are most likely gonna be for Mrs. Sharon. Then we have some Valino zip ties. You guys even make zip ties? N style Valino purple zip ties. I'm guessing these are gonna be great to stitch my car. Let's see if it almost matches the color. It's pretty close. I still have no idea why on the camera screen the car looks blue when it's actually purple, but I'm guessing it's gonna be purple on the video. Ooh, this I can't wait to open, the N style flag. We'll put this up later. Then we have another bigger flag, and we have some Valino stickers. I gotta put some of these on the car. We got additional stickers. You're gonna see these are sticker packs, and we have another flag. Nani? Really, guys? Really? Valino rubbers? I know you guys make rubber for cars, but I know you guys made rubber for people too. And then the coolest thing of all right here. Can you hold this side?
Woo!
We have our Valino tire stencils, so I can finally have legit, like, properly painted racing tires. So they have the Griva ones for this stencil, and these are the ones that I'm gonna use in my car, the Pergea one. This time I'm gonna have to buy some white paint because I don't have any white paint at the shop. The E36 is basically done. It's ready for the track. There's only one component missing left to install on this car today before we go drifting tomorrow, and that is the Condor Speed Shop tow strap. So I don't have a tow strap on my car right now, so in case it does break down, they need to be able to pull you out of the track with a proper racing tow strap. In this case, the flexible ones, not those metal ones that break and stuff. This will pull the whole weight of the car. Only downside to this is that I am gonna have to remove this cover right here. Maybe later I'll just trim a hole around it and just keep it off the whole time. I mean, maybe later I'll drill a hole here and just put the strap through the plastic, but the strap's gonna bolt on to this thing right here. There we go, race car. All right, guys, I did not get to finish everything last night because it started pouring really bad at the shop. So we are actually on the way to the track now, where I'm gonna make a separate video. So stay tuned for the next coming video with the results of everything that I did on the car, the new differential, roll cage, Valino tires, new power steering pump, power steering support. What else did I change in the car? There was a bunch of changes. But don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more awesome content, and of course, don't forget to keep making power.
Nothing's good.